are you?
I'm fine. Why don't we come in here?
Oh, it smells good in here.
You can have a seat for a
Sure,
minute.
sure.
Or if you want, you can wander up and peek in the cockpit.
Certainly.
You guys want to see the pilots? Where pilots sit? Yeah. Why don't you go all the way up to the front? There you go. When you're done, have a quick seat.
Gotta see the cockpit first, guys.
So go up and take a look at the cockpit. If you'll notice, the cockpit is an older airplane because it has a flight engineer station. So when this was built, it was a three-man crew flying it. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. We won't be here long. Okay. We finally got the air control. Nice.
When are we taking out? Where are we going to?
We are just probably going to circle for a while and come back down. I don't know that I really want to get on this airplane. I think it's sort of out of inspection. Have a seat. You can do anything you want. That's true.
Yeah, on the Orbis, guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Young
The
man,
landing's an important part.
yeah, young man, why don't you come on up here where I can see you? Because I like looking people in the eye. Sort of. Okay. Welcome to the Orbis Eye Hospital. This is a DC-10. It was built in 1970. It was the second DC-10 built. It was acquired by Laker Airways in the United Kingdom. And shortly after they acquired it, 10 years or so later, FedEx bought it. FedEx flew it until 1991 when they donated it to the Orbis Foundation. Orbis is a foundation dedicated to teaching people how to repair arms, teaching officers, doctors around the world. So this is a teaching hospital. Not just a hospital, a teaching hospital. And what you would be doing if you were right here and they were doing eye surgery in the back, you'd be watching it on the screen. Orbis decided to only target the most common eye ailments that needed surgery because they want to be able to treat as many people as possible. So you would look at a procedure back there on the screen, and then a little later you would go back and help do this. So that's what the eye hospital is all about. It would land in an airport and stay for 2 to 3 weeks, and all the eye surgeons in the area would come on board. They would learn how to do big surgery. So you ready to go back? Who wants eye surgery? No? No? Good.
Ice cream?
Ice cream?
Ice cream.
No, eye
Yeah.
surgery.
Eye surgery.
We'll go back and see how they did eye surgery. And they had special things for kids to make it a little nicer. If you could make it nicer. So let's walk over here. This is sort of the command center for all the electronics. So there's a lot of electronic equipment in the surgery suite and in the exam suite, and it's all controlled from back here. So this is sort of like the control center for everything. And there would be a person in here making sure all the equipment was operating properly. And then they would have to work on a real person. So let's walk back and see what they would do.
Uh-oh. We are in trouble now.
Keep going.
I'm sorry.
You stop at the first stop there.
Right here?
Yeah, go down a little bit so everybody can kind of squeeze in. There you are. So, what was her name? Who was the young lady? Who's the 5th grade, 6th grader? What was your name again? Lillian. How could I forget that name? Wow. Lillian, have you ever had your eyes examined? Has anybody here young had your eyes examined? Well, if you were going to get your eyes examined, this is basically what you would see when you went into the eye doctor. All sorts of little instruments to test your eyes, to determine what's wrong, and to figure out what's the best way to go about fixing it. and glasses if you needed it, or contact lenses, okay? So this is pretty normal. You'll see that when you get your first eye exam in a few years. But if you had a real problem and they need to do surgery, they would do that back here. So please keep walking.
It's the engine.
You can peek in on the little guy getting his eyes fixed in. But you'll get to go in that room. So all sorts of observation windows so doctors can kind of monitor. So back here is kind of like the nurse's station. The nurse's station's here. This is more, they said, like the business office. This room did two things. This room is where they prepared you for eye surgery. And this room is where you came in after eye surgery to recover.
Not me.
So you would have nurses there keeping track of everybody, stationed there, phones so they can talk to the surgery center if they talk to the surgery if they needed to. When children had eye surgery, it's sort of scary to get eye surgery, isn't it? Do you think? Really, it's sort of scary. You haven't outgrown teddy bears, have you? Not yet? All right, good deal. So, if you were a child and you had eye surgery, you would get a pillow with a friend. And if you had surgery on your right eye, he would come out with a patch, just like you. So you had a friend while you were recovering. So you want down there. So that's what that's for. And then after they prepped you, they would bring you in here, bring you into the surgery. I'm going to show you on the operating table right here. Now there are a couple of doctors in here. This is where the doctors prep for surgery. You see a doctor, don't you see him washing your hands like crazy all the time? So we had sinks to get your hands sterile, devices to sterilize all of the instruments. So this is the operating prep room. And then in here is where they actually do the surgery. So Lillian might be sitting right there. Where is Lillian? Oh, there you are. You might be lying right there. And there would be a doctor looking at this microscope doing surgery. And then another doctor would be looking at this one, learning and doing some of the surgery as well. So, two sets of instruments so that you could have one doctor teaching and one doctor learning. Remember that screen up front? Look at all the cameras around here. Cameras built into all of this, so they're watching people while they do the surgery. And then when they're done, back into the recovery room. So I have no idea how many people they treated. I know I looked at the list a minute ago. Probably 30 countries around the world. This plane would fly in, it would land, 2 or 3 weeks, it would be teaching people. And it would take off and go to the
So no in-flight surgeries?
No. I would hope not, you know, a little air pocket could kind of mess up the eyes,
Yeah, I
right?
think so.
Yeah. Good. Any questions?
No.
No? I did say this was the second DC-10 building, right? So there you go. So if you want to look at another second airplane on the other side of Hangar 5, this is a Cathay Airways 777. That was the number 2 777.
Oh, wow.
And the Boeing 747 was a very early model as well, but I don't know what it actually was. All right, who's ready to get their eyes operated on? Because I'm ready. Oh, gee, okay. I don't blame you for not trusting me.
I think he's Connor's down with it.
Oh, you're good with it? Well, give me 5 then. Give me 5. You sure? Really? Ow, okay. You can do better, right?
I don't trust him. He might operate on my eyes.
Nobody does. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Walk around. If you have any questions, holler. Someone was speculating the patients may have come in